Hi, I'm Ashley Park with IdeateTV, and I'm standing here with Britt, who is an athlete for GRID, and we're going to find out a little bit about what that is. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, what exactly is GRID?
It's basically co-ed teams with Olympic weightlifting and gymnastics, bodyweight movements, all of that basically mixed into one. But they're shorter sprints, so it's not so much endurance based, basically. So yeah, it's men and women. You have weightlifting specialists or strength specialists, and then you have bodyweight specialists, which are the gymnasts, and then you have some crossover athletes as well.
Nice, and you competed today. What is your specialty?
I'm more of a strength specialist, so more Olympic weightlifting and so forth, just heavier movements.
Nice, and how do you train for that?
I was a powerlifter for years, and then I did CrossFit for quite a while, and then I went back to just heavier lifting and Olympic weightlifting and powerlifting. So, yeah.
Awesome, and what's the difference mainly between CrossFit and GRID?
I would say kind of CrossFit's a little bit of everything, and it could be short sprints, it could be longer, like very, very long duration. GRID is always a team. It's always men and women working together, and you have more specialists. So instead of having to be good at 47 things, you can really focus in on your strengths, and that's what makes the team, I think, a lot stronger.
Awesome, and how'd the competition go today for you?
Really, really good, actually. We played Baltimore. They're a great team, very, very strong team. I'm with the Boston team, but we did what we were supposed to. You know, we had definitely some mistakes here and there, but we kind of picked ourselves up from them. So
cool, and what's next for you?
So we've made it to the playoffs, and so we'll probably, I believe we play DC, which will be in the middle of September, and I think it's here. I could be wrong, but yeah.
Awesome, and lastly, what does your training day consist of, or do you have any nutrition or training tips for people who are competing in GRID or want to get started?
It's, you train anywhere from like 2 to 5 hours a day, probably, depending. It's strength, it's a lot of speed work, it's a lot of Olympic movements. Olympic is more skill and speed, which obviously you have to be strong. But yeah, making sure you're on a good structured program is huge. And then eating enough. Like we work with Vitargo, and I think that's how you pronounce it. Actually, they just started with us, and that's more about, getting enough carbohydrates in your system along with protein and everything else. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Britt.
Yes, thank you.
I'm Ashley Park with IdeateTV.